Hi, my name's Knox Zajac. I'm 11 years old and I go to Wyndham Middle School. I'm a 6th grader. I was in the library and this book was on a stand. I'd like to read you a page. My back over my hips as I ask if we should take our clothes off. And he's saying yes before I finish my sentence. He's pulling off my t-shirt, laughing when I can't undo his shirt buttons. He's undoing my belt. I'm reaching into his bedside drawer for a condom. We're kissing. Again, we're rolling over. Obviously, you can see where this is going. I don't know if it's because we're feeling especially emotional or just tired, or these past couple of weeks have been too much. But this reminds me so much of the first time we had sex. We were both terrified, and the whole thing was kind of terrible because we didn't know what we were doing. But it was good too, so good, because we were a mess of emotions, and we were scared and excited, and everything felt new. So this sort of feels like that. Nick touches me like he's scared that any minute. Now, this book was at my middle school, and it was on a stand. When I rented it out to show my dad it, the librarian asked if I wanted more and if I wanted a graphic novel version.
Oh, boy. So I'm that kid's father.
Okay, good. I was asking for you.
Yeah, I'll take another 3 minutes. So that's my son,
Okay.
11 years old, and went to his library and found that by the entry door of our library, this is the smut that he is finding, all right? I don't care whether it's gay, straight, bisexual, whatever the terms are for all this stuff, doesn't need to be at our school. Doesn't need to be at my 11-year-old's library. And then as far as genderqueer, I've got a son in the high school as well. And this is, we know it, all right? We do not need to be having literature that's showing boys how to suck, all right? I'm very, very frustrated about it, okay? And you may think that schools know the best for our children. You know who know the best for our children? The parents.
Jeez. That was 2 years ago. Okay? Just 2 years ago. That was 2023. This is what our public schools are like. This is what our public schools in the middle schools are like. And I think it was 1998 that I had my 5th grade sex education class at a public school. And they taught about procreation. That was it. It wasn't like that. It wasn't erotic literature for a 6th grader. They taught us how babies were made. They taught us how the private parts made babies. That wasn't explicit sex acts being described. So, I mean, that was 1998. So, this is just sick. Just absolutely sick. And it doesn't border on pedophilia. It is pedophilia. That is pedophilia. And these teachers have no business talking like that to our kids through books or through any other means. It's perverted. Get a clue. A librarian who would sell that and talk about that to a kid is a librarian that probably has kiddie porn on his computer or her computer at home. These people are perverts. They are perverts. The Bible, what does the Bible say about the education of children? Proverbs 22:6, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. Well, that does not mean that you let them know about explicit sex acts at the age of 11, like some pedophile. Ephesians 6:4, fathers, do not provoke your children to anger, but bring them up in the discipline and instruction of the Lord. It is not the discipline and instruction of the Lord to be letting a kid be exposed to literature like that. Proverbs 20:11, even a child makes himself known by his acts, whether his conduct is pure and upright. Now, honestly, I think that the dad who took his son to this school to read that, he did a good thing, but I think he was a bit misguided in the way he did it. I think that guy, if he was ever listening to me, should not try to be in the public school system at all. Should try to get his son into a homeschool co-op with a Beck curriculum and everything. Deuteronomy 11:19, you shall teach them to your children, talking of them when you are sitting in your house, when you are walking by the way, when you lie down, and when you rise. That's talking about the commandments of God in the Bible, right? That's not even part of the curriculum in a public school system. Isaiah 54:13, all your children shall be taught by the Lord, and shall be the peace of your children. So children can't have peace if they're in an environment where the Lord is not part of the curriculum, and his commandments are not part of the curriculum. Romans 12:2, be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind through the Bible, that by testing you may discern what is the will of God, what is good and acceptable and perfect. That doesn't happen in a public school setting. It's secular humanist education. That's what those kids are getting. They're getting a secular humanist education. It's an atheistic education. It's an education in which God has absolutely no point of reference to the formation of that child's worldview. And it's just perversion. It is just sex perversion. That's all those kids are getting exposed to. And it's just getting more and more worse, more and more like Romans 1. The Bible says in 1 Corinthians 6:9-10, know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of God? Be not deceived, neither fornicators, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor effeminate, nor abusers of themselves with mankind, nor thieves, nor covetous, nor drunkards, nor revilers, nor extortioners shall inherit the kingdom of God. You don't go to heaven. And so what are these perverted secular humanist teachers teaching? They're teaching the kids to be fornicators, adulterous, and effeminate, and abusers of themselves with mankind. They're actually teaching them that it's okay to not inherit the kingdom of God. Jesus were on the scene and he were making cultural commentary, and he saw this. He would say exactly what he said in Matthew 18, verse 6. Whoso shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and that he were drowned in the depth of the sea.